She looked on helplessly as the diamond sparkled in the afternoon light for one last time. It fell with a tinkle onto the pavement. Then it bounced once and fell into an opening in the grate with a faint splash. And it was gone. Gone forever. She lifted her eyes to look at him, but he was distraught. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot. And here is, after proposing, Incredulous Fiancé watches man drop ring into sewer. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. John Drennan and Daniela Anthony were traveling through America for a well-deserved holiday. They breezed through the popular tourist attractions in New York, marveling at the Statue of Liberty and enjoying the hustle and bustle of the city that never sleeps. But little did the lovebirds know things were about to go horribly awry for the happy couple. Unbeknownst to Daniela, John had a plan up his sleeve. He'd planned everything carefully before they'd even left for their trip. He'd picked out the perfect ring and had concealed the telltale box in his luggage. He even decided where he was going to pop the big question. He'd thought of everything, or so he thought. Finally, the big day arrived. John paced nervously in their hotel room. He could feel the weight of the ring hidden in his jacket pocket. Daniela seemed none the wiser, chatting excitedly about their day trip to Times Square while she got dressed. John was confident that she would say yes. After all, marriage seemed like the next logical step in their relationship. Still, he was anxious. He didn't want to mess this up. The couple set out for a walk through Times Square where they planned to have an early dinner and see a show. The sky was darkening and late afternoon was slowly turning into evening. John knew it was now or never. He pulled Daniela aside and started to get down on one knee. Daniela was beside herself when she realized what John was about to do, and her heart started to pound. The square was crowded, but all she could see was John, kneeling before her. Then he reached into his pocket and cradled the box in both his hands, before slowly opening the lid. Grinning from ear to ear, he presented her with the most beautiful engagement ring she'd ever seen. But the smile was about to be wiped off his face. Daniela raised her hands to her face in disbelief and squealed with surprise before exclaiming, "Yes, of course!" And John was over the moon. Everything had gone according to plan. He pushed her ring onto her finger excitedly, but then disaster struck. There was one thing John hadn't gotten exactly right, and that was the ring's size. It seemed to unfold in slow motion as the ring slipped off Daniela's finger and fell into the darkness. John's face contorted into a look of pure anguish as he watched it fall, helplessly grabbing at the engagement ring, but he was a second too late as it fell into the sewer grate beneath their feet with a twinkle. There was a moment of silence as the couple processed what had just happened. Then Daniela started to cry. What were they going to do now? Surely the ring was lost for good. In a desperate attempt, John pulled at the grate with all his might until it lifted enough for him to get a better look inside. A few confused onlookers watched him with puzzled looks on their faces, and then a pair of policemen arrived. The two police officers were puzzled at first. Then Daniela explained what happened, and they got to work. They lifted the grate and began to search for the ring. But after an hour, their search was fruitless. There was no sign of the diamond engagement ring. So with heavy hearts, John and Daniela gave it up for lost and returned to their hotel. Then something amazing happened. The two policemen managed to finally spot the ring a day later, where it had fallen 8 feet down into the drain. It was a stroke of pure luck, but there was one problem. Daniela and John hadn't left their details. How would they possibly find the couple now? Then they had an idea, but it was a long shot. The police officers had an ingenious idea. They were able to get a hold of security footage of the whole embarrassing incident, and then they posted it on social media networks in hopes of someone recognizing the unlucky couple, who would return to their home in Britain with their heads hanging low. Accompanying the video was a post. As soon as NYPD News posted the story of the hapless couple, the post exploded on Twitter with over 20,000 views and retweets. After a little giggle at the couple's misfortune, netizens all over the world rallied to help locate John and Daniela to get their engagement ring back to them. Soon, their cringeworthy story about the proposal fail made international news. Just a day later, NYPD News shared a follow-up tweet with some happy news. They'd located the couple after their tweet had been shared by thousands of social media users. We would like to thank everyone who shared this story. The now happy couple is back in their home country, but thanks to your retweets, they heard we were looking for them. We're making arrangements to get them their ring back. Congratulations. John expressed his gratitude to the pair in reply to the tweet, writing, "I cannot thank you enough. although I will try. We're completely overwhelmed, and you'll definitely get a mention at our wedding." Then the whirlwind story reached Ellen DeGeneres' ears. Ellen invited Daniela Anthony and John Drennan to appear on her show, and they told her the whole nerve-wracking story while the CCTV footage was played back to them, with some jokes and banter in between. But Ellen had a surprise up her sleeve for the unsuspecting couple, and their story was about to take a dramatic turn. As soon as John and Daniela had relived the disastrous moment on air, Ellen asked the couple how they felt now that their special ring had been found. "I was like, Daniela, they found our ring. They found our ring," John recounted excitedly. Then Ellen asked, "And where's the ring now?" To which John replied, "Still with the New York Police Department." Moments later, two special guests walked onto the stage. The guests were the very two officers, John Pucciagano and Brian Glacken, who had found the stunned couple's engagement ring. Ellen had arranged for them to return the ring back to them in person. Daniela was so surprised and thrilled that she struggled to hold back the tears. With the ring now back and firmly in her hands, and after jokingly checking the stage for any open grates, John proposed for the second time. But this time the couple had an audience of thousands. Daniela was moved to tears of happiness, and this time the moment was perfect. But Ellen had one more surprise up her sleeve. After John's heartfelt second proposal, Ellen walked up to the couple with a giant check for $10,000. What an added bonus! It was the perfect ending to a fairy tale story. And thanks to the kindness of the officers on duty that day, John was able to propose with the original ring that he thought had been lost forever.